Exciting news for Social Security beneficiaries regarding ongoing US debt ceiling. Democrats and Republicans agree in deal in principle, as Joe Biden says. Finally, Joe Biden and US House Speaker Kevin McCarthy reaches tentative US debt ceiling deal. Yes, which is a very exciting news for all the Social Security beneficiaries, including those who receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, survivors, retirement beneficiaries. Now, despite the challenges, there are some good news for our Social Security beneficiaries. Just a couple of weeks ago, it seems that both of the parties were far apart, reaching to an agreement. But however, something has happened recently that has given us a reason to be optimistic. Today in this video, we'll be deep dive into all the important details, all the latest developments, what it means for you, your benefits, your monthly checks, Social Security benefits. So without further ado, let's get right into it. However, guys, quickly before we start this video, make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe, and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so the talks about the debt ceiling has been ongoing and President Biden has stated that they are very close to reaching to an agreement. President Biden has stated that they are very close to reaching to an agreement. While we have been hearing some statements over the past few days, deal has not been yet finalized. It's worth noting that President Biden will be heading up the camp over the Memorial Weekend, which has caused some frustration among the people. Nevertheless, despite the President Biden's absence, it appears that the progress is being made. One of the agreements reached so far involves clawing back some of the unspent fundings allocated for COVID-19 relief. Additionally, a portion of 80 billion allocated to IRS as a part of Inflation Reduction Act is also set to be rescinded. There is also pain to reduce spending on discretionary programs, and there are areas where both parties seems to have found a common ground. However, there is one major sticking point that preventing negotiations from being wrapped up: the work requirements for certain federal programs, including SNAP benefits and Medicaid. Republicans are pushing for a minimum of 20 hours work requirements to be eligible for these programs. On the other hand, Democrats have drawn down a red line, stating that they will not agree to such requirements as a part of raising the debt ceiling. And the issue of the work requirements is where the real challenges lies. Even though both parties are closer to an agreement on most of the other aspects, this specific issue has become point of contention. It's clear that one side will have to compromise on their stance in order for the deal to be reached. We'll have to wait and see how this unfolds. According to CNN, President Biden expressed his optimism about ongoing talks and hopes to have a clearer picture by the evening. He acknowledged that negotiations are underway and stated that I'm hopeful and we'll know it by tonight whether we are going to able to have a deal. Now, despite the challenges, there are some good news for our Social Security beneficiaries, and this one has to be regarding the Social Security benefit payments. Lawmakers have a bit more than initially, and actually here's the thing, lawmakers have a bit more than they initially anticipated. So original deadline was for the June 1st, which would have put them under tremendous pressure to reach an agreement to drop the bill and pass it through the House and send it to the president for signing. However, according to the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the original deadline was for June 1st, but as per the latest details, we have now until the June 5th before the United States could potentially face a default. This extended time frame provides some more needed breathing room for the negotiations. Secretary Yellen stated on Friday that United States will likely have enough reserve to postpone their debt until June 5th. She emphasized that Congress, if doesn't raise or suspend the debt limit by June 5th, Treasury will face shortfall of the resources to meet government obligations. Therefore, extended deadline is a positive development. However, like I mentioned, the main obstacle remains to be seen: the work requirements for the federal programs. Republican negotiator Garrett Graves, he made it pretty clear that he would not budge on this issue. Similarly, President Biden also asked whether he would be willing to concede with the Democrats' demands and remove the work requirements. The outcome of this disagreement will determine the final outcome of the negotiations. While progress has been made, there is still one significant issue regarding the work requirements. President Biden is optimistic about reaching a deal despite his absence over a weekend. The talks expected to continue, and the good news is the deadline was pushed back, giving negotiation more headroom, more breathing room to find a proper resolution. Now, the main focus right now is the issue of the work requirements for federal programs such as SNAP benefits and Medicaid. Not to be confused with Medicare, we are talking about Medicaid. Recently, White House spokesperson Andrew Bates criticized that the Republicans proposed to include the work requirements as a part of debt ceiling and a budget deal. He referred these requirements as a cruel and stated that it would take food out of the months of hungry Americans. Bates argued that work requirements don't benefit the most vulnerable individuals and only create unnecessary hurdles for those group of beneficiaries. When asked about Democrats' stance on work requirements, President Biden made it very clear that he doesn't bow to anybody. This signifies that both sides are holding firm on their positions, making it crucial for them to find compromise. The issue of the work requirements is particularly sensitive for Democrats because McCarthy is pushing for White House to give on this matter, but it remains to be seen if Democrats will support the bill that includes such requirements. The potential lack of Democratic support poses a challenge because in order for the bill to pass in the Senate, they would need at least 60 votes. While Republicans make up 49 votes, Democrats have majority with 51 votes. And if Biden agrees to a deal that Democrats don't approve it, then it may be difficult to secure additional 11 votes needed for the passage of the bill. Democrats will have two options: either to accept work requirements and pass bill through the Senate and reject the work requirements, causing the country to default on its debt, delaying the social security payments. It's a tough decision for significant consequences. Now, in the event of a default, this article says Politico reports that social security payments could be delayed if Treasury Department is exhausted its borrowing power. Therefore, the payment schedule for the June 1st and June 2nd, including social security, veteran affairs benefits, pensions for military or civil service retirees, may not go out on time. However, it's very important to note that Treasury Secretary has pushed the default date back to the June 5th, providing some relief. And since we got the pushback of the default date to June 5th, providing some relief for these group of social security beneficiaries. So if your benefits are heading out on June 1st, if you are SSI beneficiaries, supplemental security income beneficiaries, then continue to watch out 1st of the June, Thursday, for your supplemental security income benefits. Also, if your benefits are heading out on 2nd of the June, if you have received social security before May 1997 or somebody receiving social security SSI together, then continue to watch out 2nd of the June for your social security benefit payment, which will be heading out on Friday. Now, talking about all those payments which are happening right after the 5th of the June, and that comes in for the 14th of the June, 21st of the June, 28th of the June, and 30th of the June. Well, regarding those payments, because Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy reached a tentative US debt ceiling deal, we could say that all those benefit payments should be coming normally on schedule. Joe Biden and Kevin McCarthy held a 90-minute phone call earlier Saturday evening to discuss about the deal. Now, they have still more work to do on the work requirements like I mentioned, but here's the thing. They have shown the promise to reach tentative US debt ceiling deal already, and regarding the work requirements, McCarthy said that he expects to finish writing the bill on Sunday and speak to the Joe Biden and vote onto the deal on Wednesday. So they will finish writing the bill until 28, that is today, and they will be going to vote on that bill on Wednesday, 31st of the May. So right from 28, when they first write the bill until they vote on the bill on 31st of the May, both sides remain optimistic about reaching a deal, but the key lines in finding common ground is on work requirements. These extended deadlines on June 5th really bringing hope, particularly those relying on social security benefits. However, the situation is still uncertain and we'll have to wait and see how things unfold. If your birth date lies between 1st to 10th of the month, your benefit payment schedule is 14th. If your birth date lies between 11th to 20th, your benefit payment schedule is 21st. If your birth date lies between 21st to 31st, then your payment schedule is 28th of the June. Also, second SSI payment is heading on 30th of the June. Finally, we have got some good news. So there are very high likelihood that these payments will actually go out on schedule. So guys, make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel for all the latest details. And this is Kedar from How to Guys. See you in the next video.